Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have a Glee Fun G11PRO. This is going to be pretty awesome. So let's open it up, see everything that we get inside, and then I'll show you how to set up for your first flight, how to do some videography with it, and then we go from there. And first and foremost, I love the fact that it comes with a case. Let me get that box out of the way. So it makes it super nice to carry, to bring on the road with you. And look at that. What a handsome looking case. Okay, so let's open this up. It's got a double zipper on it. And then when we open it up, so that is everything on the one side. So let's get the drone out and out of its bag. And pretty neat. It's got a lens cover that I just pulled off when I was taking it out of the bag. So that goes in there pretty nice and sharp. And then this is how you open it. So basically it kind of has like a two-stage arms. So what I mean by that is you have one lower arm, one upper arm. And it has these little shipping foam pads. So it has a memory card slot right here, so let's put that in. And it's got a little, and you kind of hear it go like snap into place, so then you know. So again, taking off the camera lens here. So you have that nice stable gimbal. And then that clicks in up underneath there. And it snaps in place up there in the front, so pretty cool. Okay, let's put that off up here. So here is the controller. Again, wrapped very well in plastic. So pretty neat. So this little compartment pulls out, and that's where you put your phone. Pretty cool. Has some nice grips on there. Very neat. And then underneath here is where you have your two joysticks that screw into your controller. So pretty neat design. So it has some directions on here, and this is where you charge the controller up. And it's a regular C. It has cables and stuff with it, but I'm going to plug that in and basically get that charging up already. So showing that the battery is at 29%. So we'll have to let that charge for a while and get that ready. But let's pull this screen protector off. So that is that. And it's got a cool little design. It's kind of probably hard to see with the glare and stuff. But it's got a pretty neat backdrop design on there. Nice little touch. Then these are your different controllers here on the side. That's for your compass, your calibration on this side. It also has a takeoff and self-landing. Has a home button, so when it gets out of range, or if you are flying and you kind of lose your orientation, you can hit the home button, it'll come back to you. Different speeds, your power button. So all nice self-contained on that. So let's open these boxes up, see what we get. Here's a battery. Let's get that box out of the way. So really cool battery, and it also has a C charging port, so we'll get those charging. And then a second battery. I love a second battery, especially on stuff like drones. Because if you are out in the field and you are doing some work, or you're doing it for your leisure or photography, and there's nothing worse if you only have one battery, then you got to wait around and charge it. This way you have a battery charged, get your next flight ready, and then you can charge the other battery and then fly with the other one all at the same time. And again, I have another C port here. I'm going to automatically plug that in. And I love it's got a little power gauge here. Kind of show you a little bit. So it tells you how it's charging. So it looks like it comes 25% charged. So obviously it'll take a little bit to charge it up, but okay, let's see what we get on this side. So that is your flight manual, some extra propellers, and a screwdriver. Super handy. And then there's some little accessories in here. Oh, extra joysticks in case you lose them out in the field. Super handy. I'm going to actually put that in there. So it has a cool little like cheat sheet that you can put on top of your controller. I'll show you that. So especially when you're getting used to everything, very helpful. These are all your charging cables. Like I said, I had some C cables laying around my desk so I can get things going, but that is good. We'll take them out so we have them ready. In fact, I will use one to get a second battery up and charging so we don't have to wait around. I got an extra power port here. Oh, that's a C to a C. Oh, it's C to C. Okay. So that's interesting. So I don't have a C to C extra here charging block, but I'll have to get one. And then these are some control cables rather. And you would be using these. So you got a couple different kinds. So you have a C to a C, which is going to plug into your remote. You pull this out. Hidden inside here is a little jack port. So let's say I'm going to be using my Android phone. I can plug into that port. So it's kind of tight to get in there, but hopefully you can kind of see that. And then if I was taking my Android phone, putting it in here, and it gives you a lot of room because I have a special cover on this. I'll put it just like that, and then this cable comes out and plugs into your phone. So now your phone is basically going to be your screen plugged directly into your remote control. So very cool, very handy. And I believe you have a C to a Lightning, so you can attach your iPhone, which is probably what I'm going to use on the controller. So and again, a little tricky to get this out, but that comes out pretty easy. And then that's that. So let's let everything charge up, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're outside, and you have two user manuals, and I highly advise you reading through both of them because there is a lot of information you want to have before you start flying. Anyway, so a couple things that we do ahead of time. Okay, so this is how you insert the battery. Have that orientation, and then push that in. And then to turn that on, you're going to be hitting and holding this button. So that is basically kind of like on. Hard to see, but it's on. There is a app that you want to get from the Play Store to put onto your phone. It's Glee Fun Fly. So we're going to open that up. And basically just follow the prompts that are on there. So next we are going to turn on our remote. The power button is here. And then it's kind of hard to see, but it'll say connecting. And then this little wire, as I had pointed out before, you want to plug into this port right here. And you want to plug your phone in. So next you want to connect the USB plug or Lightning if you're using a Apple phone, iPhone. Okay, so we're going to have this open up. Confirm that it's connected. Then it's going to go through a little bit of a startup. Okay, so while that's beeping, we're going to X out of that. We're going to hit start flying. So it's going to go through kind of like a video on how to get everything started. Okay, then it's going to ask you to format the TF card that we put in. So we're going to say, okay, submit. Formatting is successful. And then we are connected up to the drone. Oh, and make sure that you remove the protective gimbal cover. So now we're ready to go. And again, this is kind of a quick guide that you can put on there to kind of get familiar with everything that's in there. And then in the app, I'm going to check a couple things real quick. Okay, so you have two different speeds. You have a stable mode, and then you have a sports mode. We're going to opt for the stable mode. And then going through the instruction manual, there's a bit of a calibration part that you have to do. So you have the compass calibration, so you're going to be hitting this compass button here. And then it's going to basically ask you to rotate the drone around. Okay, then the next part of the calibration is going to be, you're going to be holding the drone this way. And then it's going to signify that the compass is calibrated. Now we're going to do the gyroscope calibration. I'm going to hit the calibrate button. Okay, and I think that's all it needed. Again, that corresponds with everything that's in the manual. And then this is going to be how you start your drone, basically moving both joysticks into the middle. So, and then the switch from camera mode to video mode, you basically just hit that button. So what we're going to do is we're going to start recording, and you can see that it's recording. And we are basically starting the motors. And then we're going to take off. Okay, and then you can see your height, your elevation. And it is super windy today. So we're just going to move it over. And then this button on the side will make the camera go up and down. And I am really challenging this today because, I mean, you can probably hear the wind. But anyway, I'll give you some, I'll go out a little bit, fly a little bit, and we'll get the recording, and I'll put it at the end for you. But anyway, Brian from Goswell Home, thanks for watching and be safe out there.